Is everything good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is
I
everything
hit
not
stream,
good?
but I don't have Twitch open.
Mm.
Okay. Oh no, the connection is not unstable. Don't be silly.
I feel like if we just streamed on YouTube, we would.
It does. I don't think it really matters on the platform, to be honest.
Well, I don't think that YouTube cares about connection.
It's not YouTube that. It's not YouTube or Twitch that's disconnecting. It's OBS that keeps disconnecting me. Okay, just to explain really quick, we were streaming. Why it says part two is because on part one we disconnected. We were in the middle of talking about this article where these people actually believe that the Santa and Christmas traditions come from shamanic origins. The reason they believe this is because uh, mushrooms are red and white, and so is wrapping paper, and it was found under trees. Crazy, right? Coincidence, I know. And because reindeer used to eat magic mushrooms and feel like they were flying. There's not much historical backing for this, but they believe it anyway. Um, and
Wait, I have a question. I have a question.
yeah, sure.
Um, the Pope wears red and white, so is he connected to mushrooms?
By their logic, that's. But yeah, that's basically what they believe in because psychedelics make you feel like you're flying. There you go.
Wait, so the Polish flag is based on mushrooms?
Okay, but let's be serious for a minute. Like that's what they believe because psychedelics make you feel like you're flying and reindeer eat them. Therefore, that's why flying reindeer, right? And these are the links that they're making, and we're here laughing about it basically. And the article we're reading that I put on the screen also talks about how, uh, like there are counter arguments, like there's no historical evidence that, the guy was saying, there's no evidence that the shamans traveled by sleigh. They didn't usually deal with reindeer spirits. They very rarely looked at mushrooms to get trances. They didn't have red and white clothes. But the other people were like,
I
no, the
like how
history
dumb
does
people are
prove
gonna.
that.
I like how dumb people eat this shit up, eat the mental gymnastics shit up.
But you want to hear about this? You know what one of the people who we disagree with said? They used the
Hmm.
classic, like, people who know about shamanism accept this story. Oh my god. They're using that. Yeah, if you really knew about shamanism, you'd accept this as the truth. What?
What truth?
That it links to Christmas traditions, that Christmas traditions are grounded in shamanism. That's what he's saying. If you really understood shamanism, that's what you'd agree with. I just don't agree with that statement. That's not at all true.
I think y'all are like some Saul Goodman motherfuckers making up complete bullshit out of thin air.
Yeah. He said, is there any other reason that Santa lives in the North Pole? It is a tradition that can be traced back to Siberia. I don't really know. That I mean, that's probably like
It's a tradition that can be traced back to like
maybe there is
Rome
another
and
reason he lives in the North Pole.
the Nordic countries. You're bullshit. You're like, well,
Yeah, let's look it up then.
everyone's
I'll look it up. Why does Santa live in the North Pole?
Mhm. It's probably because of Odin. I hope y'all know that Santa's
Saint
based on Odin.
Nicholas's migration to the North Pole is due mostly directly to Thomas Nast, an American cartoonist who submitted 33 Christmas drawings to Harper's Weekly magazine between 1863 and 1886, one of which featured a village called Santa Clausville. NP. NP, as you might have guessed, stands for the North. It's because of a fucking. It's because of an American cartoonist, apparently.
Oh.
So whatever theory you want to believe is the Siberia theory or the cartoonist theory.
There's so many theories. There's so many traces of where Christian came from that that any theory is acceptable, so people can literally make up the most bullshit statement, and as long as it sounds smart, people will eat it up in an article, which is exactly why journalism's
That was
stupid.
a very, that's a weird, yeah. Is there any other that is actually what was said in the article. Is there any other reason that Santa lives in the North Pole? It is a tradition that can be traced back to Siberia. Well, tell us how. It says, in conclusion, all theories of the origin of Christmas traditions could have some elements of truth. And with that said,
Oh my god, Harry, I just realized something.
what?
Woodpeckers have red and white. Oh my god, that's God's reference to
I
Amanita
have red and
muscaria,
white
duh.
socks on right now. I'm Santa Claus.
Oh my god, that must mean you have Amanita muscaria.
Oh
Oh my
yeah,
god.
I'm tripping balls.
I know, right? Isn't it? Don't you think I'm so smart for making those links? Don't you
Yeah.
think I'm so smart for
If you don't
making those?
understand a lot
I'm
of what we're
so
talking about,
smart.
just go back and watch the VOD for part
Guys,
one.
I'm
It'll
so
also be uploaded
smart.
on. Listen, I'm just explaining this. The VOD's up for part
Yeah,
one, so if you don't get this, watch that. But it'll be on YouTube too because the VODs expire. So we're gonna upload it to
guys,
YouTube.
I'm so smart. I deserve a badge saying I'm so smart for making these links that have nothing to
Our
do with
YouTube channel is
anything.
just Ginga Productions. But I'll I can't take
Mm-hmm.
myself seriously saying that. I'll put the link to it too because we're going to be uploading both parts of this stream. Because it disconnected, we had to split it into two parts. Hopefully, we don't have to do a third
Mm-hmm.
part. But anyway, I'm going to put it in the chat. Oh, the connection's excellent. It says so. It seems like I fixed it. Here's our channel. So
Maybe an alternative to OBS, or maybe like go to OBS and take out the file that does that exact thing.
it says, in conclusion, all theories of the origin of Christmas traditions could have some elements of truth. And with that said, this excerpt from James Arthur's
Oh, so
Mushrooms and Mankind.
this guy's this is what I'm
Hold on, can I
thinking.
just
This
finish
is
this?
exactly what I'm Yeah.
Mushrooms and Mankind, the impact of mushrooms on human consciousness and religion probably best summarizes the Santa magic mushroom theory. Wait, so there's a book on this?
There's a book on this.
Do you want? We should get the book and then talk about it on stream.
This just gave us the bullshit. Truth is
Oh,
subjective.
you
Any
might be
truth is
right. You
valid.
might. Okay, listen. The person who wrote this article linked their Bitcoin and Ether addresses at the bottom, saying like, if you'd like to support me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I don't know
I
why I
mean,
brought that
I
up,
don't
but
think that person's not the
yeah, loads of
professor.
people
I'm
do
just
that though.
saying that.
But you were saying how they're doing it for popularity. I doubt that though. I think it's just because they did write in a pretty unbiased way. Like they did give both sides the argument. I kind of
Yeah, but
respect the journalists.
this argument's so big. This is not even a scientific debate. This is just a it's just a like it's a debate. It's just a it's like asking like
The reason I was like bringing up Bitcoin and Ether thing, like crypto isn't even worth it nowadays anyway, right?
dude, the guy literally did the bullshit thing at the end that was like, well, truth is subjective and everyone's truth is unique, so every theory could work theoretically. So basically, he just gave us a nothing sandwich.
You're doing the most critical.
Yeah, he just gave us a nothing sandwich.
Here is a quote that summarizes this whole theory. So why do people bring pine trees into their houses at winter solstice, placing brightly coloured red and white packages under their doors as gifts to show their love for each other and as representations of the love of God and gift of his son's life? It is because underneath the pine bore his exact location where one will find this most sacred substance, the Amanita muscaria in the wild. Yeah, that's totally fucking sensible. That was like the most logical link in this whole thing.
I think when people draw large conclusions, when they connect large dots together, it and they sound smart with it, and when people eat their shit up, like, oh my god, this is
I'm
so
sorry, by the way,
smart.
there's a helicopter
Man,
going around outside, so I'm sorry about that.
no one can hear it. But anyways,
Now they probably can. I can see. Basically, I have my headphones connected to the microphone, so I can hear whatever the microphone hears, and since I can hear it,
really, I can't.
maybe I'm hearing it like outside my headphones, but that doesn't make much sense because like these are noise cancelling headphones. It wouldn't be normal for me to hear that.
Well, anyways, so what I was trying to say was that those guys are gonna be like, I don't know. I mean, they're just trying to.
It's
Whenever they
definitely such a far
conclude it
fetched
with,
theory.
it's so far fetched that it
It's fun
shouldn't
to
even be
believe.
considered like. But it's not. It shouldn't be like taken as like this is probably under science, right? The thing is, when you put these far-fetched subjects under science, what you do is you kind of draw a very blurry line between what is actual science and what is just a bunch of retards making extremely large assumptions of how things work.
Yeah, but to the journalist who wrote this article, Santa and Magic Mushrooms: The Shamanic Origins of Christmas Traditions, called Mustafa Itani. You wrote quite well. You wrote quite well, right? Like they did. It was back in 2018. It's an old article, but it said like, oh yeah,
Oh
there are
yeah,
some
I guess
disagreements.
for one of these like Vice
The main
documents,
point of the
I
article was
guess.
like showing the points for, and I get that, and I like how they also included the argument against. They didn't have to, but they had the argument against where the guy was like, well, actually, historically, the shamans never did any of those things. I do.
You remember when the
It was
you
quite
remember
it
when
was an
the they
unbiased
released.
article in that sense. It focused on the main argument while also giving a counter, and it did like the kind of XXOX structure, like so it was written quite well. But the whole argument that the other people are making, like the university people, that like these links that they're making, those are the people I have a problem with, not the journalist who wrote the article. But you don't like
It sounds
journalists, so
like
it's
they're
like,
trying. It sounds like they're trying to sound smart, like how Jordan Peterson does the exact same thing. He's
what, the
just a
university
giant.
people?
Yeah, the university people, the professors just try to sound like a bunch of intellectuals when they're really not talking about any. They're just giving you a nothing sandwich at the end. They're just like,
I want to look more.
yeah,
I want to
it's
look
like
more into these. Like okay, let's. It did. They were very unspecific about like saying, oh, it actually has links to Siberia. That Santa lives in
oh
the
my
North Pole.
God, did you know that people did you I think I know how to cure death. Did you know that if you draw a graph with death versus breathing air, the people that breathe air usually die? Did
As
you
I
know
was saying,
that?
no, this
So I
like it says Santa lives in the North Pole because of something to do with Siberia. Um, that I want to look into that because they didn't give any. They didn't give any. They just said it has like traces in history, but they didn't give the traces in history specifically.
well, people say that Santa's based on Odin.
Well, that. I mean, maybe. I can't really find anything on this.
Well,
Never mind.
no, because like, think about it, Santa's based on Odin because Odin has a beard and Santa has a beard, so that basically concludes the argument.
Yeah, I mean,
Am I not?
that's the same. That's the same logic, right? Anyone that has a long
I'm
white
so
beard,
smart.
anyone that has a
I'm
long
so
white beard.
smart. I need a dude. Can I just get like a can I get a badge? Can I get a medal saying I'm like the smartest person for coming up with this?
Oh my
Like
God,
it took me
Mario is
so
on
long to come up with.
psychedelics.
Oh my God,
Mario is a fucking
you're
magic
right.
mushroom because he's red and white.
And he eats red and white mushrooms. Oh my God.
Okay, that to be fair, that one actually makes a lot more sense. Those are magic mushrooms he's eating
What about
technically.
the what about the Smurfs? Do the Smurfs do magic mushrooms?
Bro, is someone hammering something next door downstairs? Because anyway, let's talk. Let's go back. I actually have another article though, but it's on like a more.
Hmm.
It's on a more lesser known website than Medium. Medium's quite a well known site, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna get it up. I need to get a snip of it because I like to put it on the screen for the
Dude,
stream.
imagine saying stupid shit and then cherry picking a bunch of like facts and logic to back up the stupid shit you said just so that you like show up on the news for the stupid shit you said.
I mean, I doubt anyone would show up on the news for talking about this, bro.
Dude, have you seen the connection between picking your nose and farting, they both go up when I do both. So like they have to be connected somehow. Duh.
Totally. To be fair, this is like maybe this other article that I pulled up could give me more. I want to believe it would be fun to believe it. I'll admit that. But anyway, this website called Psychedelic Spotlight seems to have the same theory. Santa Claus was a psychedelic mushroom. Sorry, that title there is just hilarious.
That's so clickbaity.
That's Psychedelic Spotlight, the psychedelic news source. So this is just a news website about psychedelics, centered around psychedelics. That's The psychedelic origins of the Christmas mythology is one of those stories usually divided into two camps. Psychedelic advocates swearing the legitimacy and the rest of humanity shaking their head. Well, no, they can't say that. Like, I'm not like not advocating for psychedelics by not believing this theory. I actually say like psychedelics aren't harmful and they do bring out what's already in your brain, but extreme illusions like that can't be processed by the brain normally, and but psychedelics are used to bring them out. That's what I say. I don't say it's bad. I'm not like a hater of psychedelics. But I'm also not going to believe that they're linked to Christmas traditions because of some like links that, like, oh my god, red and white on both mushrooms and Santa. Red and white under trees, just like Christmas trees. Like that's just like no. I'm gonna need a bit more than that to believe that theory. It doesn't mean I'm against psychedelics. So like putting them into two categories like that and making it like a totally binary argument, it's not that black and white. I don't think. You can agree with psychedelics, but not with this theory. But it says where myths originate and where they end up are often vastly different locations. However, let's explore the reason behind the idea that mistletoe and eggnog have more punch than you think. Wow, catchy. Santa Claus is a shaman who gives out... This is the story, the Santa origin story. He is a shaman who gives out psychedelic mushrooms as gifts. If the origin story could be summated in one sentence, that might do. Of course, context is necessary. In terms, shaman originates in Russia. We're not going to explain what a shaman is. Just look it up if you don't know. Because it says the definition on the website, but like just look it up. In fact, Santa's famous red and white suit mimics the Amanita mushroom. Siberia's shamans forced a close relationship with reindeer spirits, accounting for a magical flight that the North Pole resident makes every year. And, it should be noted, the North Pole lies in the Arctic Ocean, which buffers against the East Siberian Sea. Alright, that's a bit more, I guess. Still not enough. Fine, we'll explain what a shaman is, just so I'm thinking people might not know.
You know, Saint Nicholas was the patron saint of children in Rome, and he used to give out gifts to kids in Rome.
Yeah. What could you describe what a shaman is for the audience? I'm starting to think that people might not know this whole time. Give a quick definition of a shaman.
It's like he's a
medicine man, right?
It's like a witch doctor. Yeah, it's a priest potion man
who use like psychedelics and stuff. In history.
Priest potion man that meditates.
That's all we're saying. Do your own research if you want to know more. Those magical reindeer. Reindeer play a significant role in the shaman's ability to travel. As Eliot notes, I don't know who Eliot is. Shamans take on a chimeric association with regional animals including wolves, bears, fish, and reindeer. The shaman dies to his old identity as he assumes this hybrid role, where the animal symbolizes a real and direct connection with the beyond. This connection, as has been well documented, facilitates the journey shamans embark on thanks to a number of tools. Holotropic breathwork, drumming, and psychedelics. If you're going to visit all the children on the planet in a single night, you're going to need a bit of magic. Reindeer actually eat Amanita mushrooms. They hunt for them in the wild. Science editor Andrew Haynes. The same guy, Andrew Haynes, was in the last fucking article. And they're just using the same quotes from the last article, dude. They're saying like how they eat mushrooms, magic mushrooms. And they talk about the urine as well. This is like very similar to the last article, just a bit more detailed.
Look what I sent you.
Mushroom ornaments.
See? Saint Nicholas, patron saint.
Why'd you send me? Hold on.
That Santa's based on Saint Nick, and Saint Nick was
I know
the
Saint Nick
the
is.
saint.
But we're just talking
Yeah,
about
I'm
this
just
theory, right?
saying. Yeah, I know, but this theory, but this is just like that's just mental gymnastics, knowing that this exists. You know.
Here's some more,
That's all.
perhaps evidence, or maybe mental gymnastics. Santa's dress code and trusty flight companions aren't the only connections to the psychedelic experience. Amanita mushrooms decorate Yuletide iconography throughout Scandinavia and Northern Europe. In fact, classics professor Carl Ruck has pointed out that Rudolph's nose looked eerily similar to a bright red mushroom. Oh my god, really? Well, that just proves it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Got
same
me
guy,
there.
Carl Ruck, from the last article as well. The same fucking people. It must just be a few fucking people, university professors, and if a few university professors believe it, gotta be true. Gotta be true.
Well, you see, the thing is that most people don't know
Fucking
how to use logic,
helicopters
right?
and airplanes outside, making so much ruckus.
The thing is, people don't know how to use logic. So, like, when they hear someone like a professor who has some logic in his argument, they see him as a smart person because he has some logic. Doesn't mean he's right. It just means he's a slightly smarter than them, and therefore they treat him like he's vastly smarter than them. When all he's really
Anthropologist
doing
John
is
Rush says this is more than a coincidence. In fact, the chimney symbology also finds a home in the snowy banks of northern shamanistic communities. Oh my god. The same guy as well.
how do you explain green and yellow gifts? Maybe it's
Yeah,
because
like not
Saint
all
Nick
wrapping
wore
paper is
green.
red and white, right? Since Amanita muscaria is poisonous, shamans dry them out on tree branches. These Santa's prototypes were decorating trees long before we chopped them down and brought them into our living rooms. Dogs are barking outside. Why are people keeping the dogs outside, bro? It's cruel.
Don't worry. No, yeah, it's barely there. Just keep going.
Siberian shamans aren't the only mushroom-eating medicine men. The Samis of Lapland in northern Finland also share stories about healing through gift-giving while drying psychedelic mushrooms on trees. An all-knowing man who defies space-time, reindeer-drawn sleds climbing down the chimney, the giving of gifts. The tales of the Sami shamans have it all. But they don't historically, you've just made all that up.
I mean,
Hold on a minute, I'm
honestly,
just going to shut my
physical
window.
Okay, but I still don't hear anything. If still being like this. Mm.
Alright. Sorry about that.
So like,
I went and shut the window. What were you saying?
oh, that I don't remember what I was saying.
Yeah, this is the last part. Regional connections shouldn't surprise us. Whether psychedelics appear in nature, rituals have emerged to celebrate them. As scholars like Iliad wrote, most common motifs in medicine tribes include astral flight, healing powers, and trance dances, often associated with psychedelics. He writes secret societies being built around the notion of death and resurrection are a repeated historical phenomenon. And what story better fits the mythos of
Yeah,
Santa Claus? A man dressed like a
yeah, I see. Oh, my bad. But I'm just saying, like, this theory can't be disproven or proven. So you could literally make up any theory that can't be disproven or proven and make the same argument and get the same amount of popularity and
Yeah,
awards for
exactly.
such a
You could say it
bullshit
was a
theory.
cartoonist. You could say it's Saint Nick. You could say it's Coca-Cola just for
This
branding. You know what I
person's
mean?
just very sly with their words, this person's not even an expert in science. They're just an expert in like using language.
Exactly.
They're just very
Why
they're
don't
just
we
very
talk?
good with
Why
their
don't we
they're like
talk to actual shaman about this?
yeah, let's talk to a shaman about this. He'll probably say this is like bullshit.
Yeah, let's talk to one. Okay, let's just read the last question though. This summarizes this whole thing.
I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson also does the same way of thinking. He just like he goes as he talks. Like he's like, well, I don't like psychedelics because you see, I think that
Can
would
I
be
just
too much for the brain to
can I just read this
comprehend.
last question really quick? Because we want to answer this. And what
Mhm.
story better fits the mythos of Santa Claus? A man dressed like a psychedelic mushroom who is reborn every year, flying around the world bringing healing gifts to children, yet is never seen by his soul? That's it.
No, man, I saw Santa Claus the other day at the mall. Shut the fuck up. I'll kill your ass. You better not do that again.
Is there any YouTube videos on this? Like, is there any shaman talking about this?
I don't think you understand what. Are you're acting as if shamans can speak normal human language.
Yes, they can. No, I'm joking.
They're gonna speak like tribal language, like ooh, ooh, ooh,
One of them might have
ah.
learned English. I don't know much about shamans, dude,
Okay,
but I know that this is like
maybe like
weird.
maybe like one in all of
All right, maybe that one
human
talked about
history.
Santa.
Yeah, it's like that one ape that like
Joe
learned to use
Rogan talked
Santan
about
language.
this. He beat us to it.
Hmm. Oh.
This is.
Just learn to speak Slavic.
I didn't know he talked about this first actually, but I'm just. I just found it when I was looking through. I was looking for pictures for this stream when I found this actually.
No, it's not worthy of
Hold
its
on, I
own
got to mute for a
segment,
second.
honestly. Mm.
All right.
Mm.
But yeah, this is. It's been a great stream though talking about this anyway. It's been funny laughing about this.
No, I'm just starting to hate college professors more the more and more I hear like they try to publish these
This is one
stupid
of the most
studies because they
ridiculous
haven't
theories
even.
I've read yet. Like, I want some actual historical backing, some better links,
Mm.
personally.
Exactly.
But anyway,
Hmm.
that's our opinion on this theory. We think it's no, it's too far fetched. Does anyone agree? Maybe try and like comment on the videos when we upload them, or just comment on the videos when we upload them on YouTube. We put the YouTube in the chat, and these in both parts of the stream will be uploaded. We're sorry about the disconnection. It just, but I don't think it'll be something we run into because the connection's been excellent this whole stream. This like part two anyway.
Revive.
Hold on a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's that?
Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream now.
What? Why? Yeah.
Because it's time to end it.
Okay.
No reason. Nah, I'm joking. It's just we've talked about everything.
Have you seen an Amanita muscaria before?
No.
would you eat it like that if you just saw it in the wild?
Maybe. I mean, yeah. I might. No, I'm joking. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream now. So goodbye.
You give it to your dog, and then you drink your
Well, okay,
dog's
okay, bye.
piss.